Okay, here we are back in Fell Seal, Arbiter's Mark. So, off camera, I went ahead and made sure that I could pick up the sturdy grip on Kyrie. I don't think anyone else really got anything. But the thing is, I did want to change Adris's job, so that's the thing that I wanted to show here. I may have to buy her a new stick, but that's fine. So I'm leaning towards as the Mender. That way she can be offensive with her one spell. Might be able to switch to your class until you meet requirements. I don't know what those requirements are, but sure. So in terms of equipment, she needs a stick. I have to see how much they cost. You also want to make sure that you change her job, because for some reason they will throw you on Warcraft as soon as you change. So stick to Elementalism since she has one of each spell, and we will work on that. As for Lana, I'm thinking about changing her since I could possibly get two birds, one stone, so to speak. So, Wizard... one thing I should point out is that growth thing on the right. That's what you get every time you level up. So you get 5.5 hit points whenever you level up as Wizard. If you level up as a Plague Doctor, you get 7.5. You don't get as much MP, and then you want to skew these specific ways. Now the thing is, you can hire in people later on that have jobs but not the requirement for said job to get the stat bonuses that you're looking for. So you have that. As for her, I kind of want to lean her magically, so I can go for the Alchemistic. I don't know if anything really requires Plague Doctor. They do tell you the various requirements here. It's just some of the, like, they put you on the physical track for some reason. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. So yeah, I'm going to turn her into a wizard for the time being. And she doesn't actually update her sprite for some reason. So she has the Ancient Rod. That means I can give her the White Staff. And they basically just traded places there. Otherwise, other class changes, we'll worry about Kyrie later. For him, I'm wondering should I go up to Ranger? Because I think Scoundrel gives you the best speed. Making him a knight is more ironic than anything. As for her, she still has to get another skill as mercenary. Him, I could move into something else. The one thing I really don't like is that Alchemistic requires Wizard and this is a support class, while Plague Doctor requires Mender and that one actually can be offensive. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But yeah, into Gyaum or whatever this place is called. The way forward is clear, my lord. Excellent. The temple is close. I can sense it. Lord Alphonse, sir. Yes, what? Spit it out, man. Your lordship asked me notified if any of them interlopters, them intruders showed up. They have done showed, sir. I am again amazed at my ability to communicate with lesser life forms, especially the incoherently babbling kind. No, not you lot. Again? Lord Alphonse, fancy that. The two of us crossing paths out in the hinterlands. I suppose that band of buffoons I sent to deal with you have bungled it. Never send a common thug to do a nobleman's work. That's the lesson here. Then you freely admit to contracting a group of brigands to kill us. Yes, I most certainly did. How embarrassing for them to have fallen to your feeble little band of never-do-wells. And now what, wench? Your precious law forbids you from so much as barring my path. Or are you planning to bore me to death? Don't think I'll let you off so easily, though. I believe it's past time you were taught to respect your betters. Oh yes, I'm going to savor this, my dear. I'm going to put you down like the cur you are. I was hoping you would say that. I hereby invoke the right of self-defense in the face of mortal danger bestowed by law upon all arbiters. Whilst their life is at risk, arbiters have the right to defend themselves under any circumstances against any foe, even be they immortals or marked. Wait, what? What is this law? That's not how it's supposed to be. I... I haven't time to spar with my lessers. Underlings, I shall proceed to the temple. Remove the interlopers for me. Was it ridiculous of me to think he might stay and fight? There are more of them up on the ridge as well, Captain. Well spotted, Anadine. It appears we must go through his henchman to get to Alphonse. Defeat all foes. So... like, I don't know if this is supposed to be anything. I also need to look and see how my level compares to theirs. Lana's a lot stronger than Virgil. I need to change her sprite eventually. 4, 3, 4, 4. Okay, I may need to actually turn that thing off where I run into more guys, because it's caused me to be overleveled. Let's see. He can move 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I should be too low to hit here other than for the archer. He shot my wizard. So here's where they want to teach you about using the right stick to scroll through the pages. They give you stuff about descriptions, yada yada. But there are a total of 5 pages here if you ever see me scroll through these. Right stick is how you do so. Probably should have talked about that sooner. She can't get up there. I don't know if her spear can reach. No. That sucks. And I left the Plague Doctor thing on. Still I can heal. Okay, I guess I don't have a counter thing equipped. I must not have learned renewal. Can't reach her, so I'm not gonna worry about it. So, Aegis isn't really going to be healing much. Decent hit. Let them come down. Still $100 off me. Without a ranger of my own, that bottleneck is just too much to overcome. But the thing is, I can pretty much pounce right here. can use the Power Strike to cripple his attack power. So yeah, it's not really gonna matter. Actually, I don't even think I can hit that guy up there. So if we go for you instead. That's actually someone I can afford to have stay stationary. That's counter magic, something else that I picked up, as well as thorns. We'll go dirty. Ruin the debuff. It's one down. Oh my god. I don't know if I've shown Thunder yet. So we're going to use Sneak Attack here. Take away about half her health. Okay, bottleneck is broken. Finish this guy off so I don't have to worry about my back line. And she's healing herself, she can't heal anyone else, remember. That can actually be really bad. Damn it! Now, I don't know if Sneak Attack does more if dealt to the back, but it definitely looks like it does. Might have been better off just using Panacea. I was about to say, did he really just kill his own guy? Sad part is that's not going to remove the... what's it called? The root. Now, because she has the mana font, you have to make sure you want to move wherever you do end up moving. Otherwise, you risk, well... that could be really bad up there. So right here I need to cripple his attack power. And then we can worry about bludgeoning him to death in a moment. They're probably gonna kill Amadine here. That sucks. Yep. Third time's the charm. So we're gonna run on over here. Pop a potion. She might have actually survived that. Now that was just being rude. Let's see if I'm gonna hit him in the back. That works. Sign him up to die to the night. We're gonna be cutting this one close. That's fine. So I think I'm actually better off just using Warcraft here. I lose EXP if I go ahead and hit him, so... Good for that. Okay, we're gonna use treatment or recovery on herself. Power strike can reduce his offensive power, and that should limit the threat that he poses to the others here. So, real quick before we do anything, just want to make sure there was no loot here. can't do anything over there, there's no point in even going. She can't even make the freaking jump. Doesn't really matter, she'll level up right here and then have someone else working on finishing the guy off. Run away so he can't get any lucky hits in. Yeah, you better give me that blind if that one move missed. So this one could have gone smoother. Hey, he can get rid of his own blind effect. And here's where he goes splat. So we pull in just under 6,000. MVP was Anodine. So that gives me a lot of points that I really do need. So ability-wise, Mercenary. I'm 5 points short of learning Stunning Strike. I can pick up Mental or Precise, it's just I don't really care to. Scoundrel. I want to exploit weakness next. The steel stuff sucks. I may grab this one just so that I have something. But it's going to be exploit weakness and then I might move on to something else. For her, however, we do have enough for Sturdy Grip so we can give her a shield. She's 100 short of the Stunning Strike. Nothing in any of the other jobs. He was on the bench. He did not get enough to do anything there. She did, however. We'll go with Holy Magic for now. Overall, I just think it's better for the time being. So I'm going to grab Life Font because that's going to allow me to maneuver a little bit better. Well, I get to heal as I move. No Flank's going to be the next one, and then I may move on to a different move. Templar was unlocked. This is where that Holy Chant is that you saw the unicorn type thing used in the previous video. This one, it's interesting. It's like a Magic Knight type thing. I'm not really too interested in it. It's kind of interesting though, as you can use this Rapturous Chant. Characters will die, but they don't suffer an injury, so you can use that as like a last-ditch effort. Or something just to deny the injury if the character's going to go down. And that's actually kind of decent. Downside though is it costs 24 MP. She also has something up here. I'm going to hold on to the points here because I want to get Counterattack or Health Expert. As for her, she has a Mercenary move up for grabs. Grab that one. As for the Mender, we now actually have the Healing move. So I don't know what it was that just unlocked, but something did. So I don't think there's anything that I need to change, but I do need to get a shield for her. Okay, back to Santina. Ah, here's the big reveal. Wish we'd managed to catch Lord Alphonse earlier. Don't trouble yourself about it, Andine. Alphonse is cornered. This is the only path in or out of the temple. Now that we have a moment to talk, I wanted to commend you for spotting those additional enemy forces up on the ridge. If we had rushed ahead and gotten flanked, things could have turned ugly. Thanks, Kyrie. What are we going to do next? We'll camp here for the night and keep guard over the approach to the temple. I want to risk him slipping past us in the dark. At first light, we'll strike out for the temple and end this once and for all. What the? Quintus, this is quite a surprise, sir. To what do we owe the honor of your visit? I wish to speak to the captain, privately. You have always inspired great loyalty in him. We are family, after all. Yes, now I remember. His parents adopted you at an early age. Well, would that I had come simply to engage in idle chit-chat. The council was convened this evening for another surprise meeting where I was told a marked by the name of Alphonse was attacked by your group. There was an altercation earlier today, that's true. I wonder that all the news concerning this particular lord travels so quickly. I took note of that myself, but leave it aside for the time being. I was informed you invoked the right of self-defense in the face of mortal danger as a means of skirting our earlier prohibition against interfering with any of the marked. An accurate, if creative, interpretation of the law, and from what I know of this Alphonse, I have no doubt your claim was justified. In that case, I confess I do not understand why you are here, Quintus. Ever so direct. The issue is that while I personally agree with your interpretation of the law, the council took a vote and the majority are against it. I am here in my official capacity to curb your enthusiasm. However, I wish to propose a different direction for your, zeal. You must have noticed in recent years how the Arbiters and the Council have grown progressively less effective. Primus, Tertia, and myself have attempted to take things in hand to correct the current course, but it seems as though our efforts have been constantly stymied. Though I have been unable to uncover the guilty party hindering our work, the trail circles back to the Council itself. The protection afforded this unsavory Alphonse character is but one more sign that things have gone terribly awry, and I suspect it is part of a greater, more sinister plan. I understand, Quintus. I will support you in whatever course of action you deem best. Good. I am glad to hear you say that, as I don't think you will particularly like my solution. Captain Kyrie, I have not yet nominated my own marked, but I believe I have found just the right candidate. To have a reliable immortal candidate on our side would certainly be welcome. My thoughts exactly. I need someone who champions doing the right thing above all else, someone with integrity, someone incorruptible. Kyrie, I am nominating you to be my marked candidate. Me? I'm flattered you would trust me with such a grave responsibility, but I must decline. I have no desire to join the ranks of the Immortals. I know, and that is another reason why you are so perfectly suited to the task. I will speak plainly. I sense a growing corruption within the Council. As you can imagine, rooting out this evil and quickly is of the utmost importance. I need an ally, Kyrie. As a marked, you will no longer be bound by the law. You will be free to pursue Alphonse and investigate the situation in any fashion you see fit. And once the conspirators are brought to justice, the Council will have a worthy member to fill the void of Primus stepping down. There's a certain sense in your plan, but surely there must be someone else, another candidate you could select? You are trying my patience, Kyrie. I presented this duty in the form of an offer, but no one may refuse the candidacy of a marked, especially not an arbiter. I see. When I became an arbiter, I pledged to obey the immortals in all things. I'm glad we are finally in accord. Come, come, being a marked isn't some kind of curse. You will find yourself even more powerful than before. Marked for glory unlocked. It is done. I pronounce you one of the marked. I know that you will continue to serve us well. You are now able to enter the temples, something impossible to anyone but a marked, forbidden even to we immortals. The goal of the marked pilgrimage is to visit the 4 temples and commune with the relics housed within. With the mark upon you, the relic will confer some of its energy to you. Visit the relics in all 4 temples and return to a luster. That, in essence, is what the pilgrimage entails. Oh, and keep your wits about you during your journey. I have a feeling some skullduggery is afoot within the pilgrimage, and you don't want to be my age. You don't get to be my age without listening to your hunches. Now I shall leave you in the care of the worried Rainer. Kyrie, is everything okay? What just happened? Yes, I'm alright. Quintus selected me to be his marked candidate. The magic takes a toll. The feeling is strange and not entirely pleasant, but I will get used to it. I must. Oh. This is big. You could become one of the immortals. Indeed. I'm going to need some time to get used to this. Now that I'm undertaking the pilgrimage, our new objective is to visit the temple, though I'm sure we'll still have Alphonse to deal with on the way. Alright. But for now, get some rest. You look exhausted. You can fill me in on the details later. Kyrie has become marked. This grants her access to a special class with many powerful abilities, and you can give it a look in the troops menu. So we are going to set that as her secondary job. Ancient power here. And if you want to see the abilities contained within, it starts out with Dark Bolt, so you can deal some ranged dark damage. Unfortunately, it goes off of attack and mind, so I'm not a fan of that part. As for her other moves, this is basically Dark Side from Final Fantasy. You deal damage, take damage. You have Execute, which is pretty cool in that your abilities will start hitting extremely hard when the enemy is below half their health. This will easily offset the damage reduction of all those other moves that you get from being a mercenary. Wrathful Beam is pretty cool, it's an AoE. You have Slow, this is your counter attack where you will slow the enemy instead of actually hitting them. You have Avenger, where you get stronger as more of your people die. Holy Bolt is the light or holy equivalent of Dark Bolt. You have Drained Soul, where you can siphon MP. And then you have something that can siphon HP. I thought those were Holy Element, but I guess not. Then you have Wrathful Burst. This is like a Wrathful Blow on steroids. You have Holy Beam, which is the holy equivalent of Wrathful Beam. And then underneath the thing here is Holy Burst. Yeah. Just yeah. So Marked is really, really strong. I don't know how it's going to work as we get through more and more of the temples, but that's her class right here. You can see that it offers a pretty nice mix of things, actually. It's more offensive oriented than defense, though. And by mastering this, you get quite a bit of stuff. But anyway, that concludes that. And 1 second, real quick. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought I misread that as Marked Mercenary, which is not what I want. So for the last fight, we have to recruit an ally. And this is the one where we're actually allowed to use the full party. I don't like our odds, little friend. Stay behind me. I'll keep you safe for as long as I can. I is very grateful to kind Arbiter. I is able to help. Many potions. Wild beasts are threatening those travelers. We have to help before they're torn apart. So this is like the second... I guess technically it's the third mission in Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics. So this introduces guest characters. So I'm kind of reminded of the rescue mission where you have to save Algus, or whatever his name is in the retranslate version, Argus or something, I imagine. And you have to make sure that they don't die. That's the main thing here. So in order to do so, you basically open the floodgates. So I'm going to put Virgil here. Actually, no. Put him here, put her there. And then I want my healer over here. I didn't actually change Lana's sprite yet. So overall, Raynor getting hit here is not really a big deal. I can always patch him up. Bizarro and whatever the little imp thing is, they're not going to move from those spaces. And Bizarro has a one-hit kill move for those guys. So just a heads up of things that could be on the horizon. This is also your first introduction to water tiles. There's an achievement, I think, for drowning an enemy. I just don't know how you do it. If you have to put them to sleep while they're in a water tile or something, that would be kind of cool. Corrosive bomb. So to show you the Dark Bolt. It'd be a little less impressive if not for the fact that I'm pretty over-leveled. So right here we're going to patch up Raynor. And she heals quite a bit herself. Going here to cut them off so they can't access the back, well, the allies' backs. And I'm gonna face it this way because I'm more likely to get hit that way. For her, she doesn't really have anything going for her at the moment. And as long as I have Smart Magic, I can finish that guy off. Real quick. Yes, I do. So, burn, sucker. It's kind of nice that they give you Smart Magic so early in the game. I'm gonna go here. Blah. I'll take half your health. Is that you, Kyrie? I didn't quite recognize you with your new facial mark there on your face. Obscuring one half. That didn't come out quite right. Bizarro, always good to see you. Save your usual chatter for when we've dealt with the immediate threat. As always, I love the way you think. Oh, I believe the expression you're looking for is your usual chitter. And here's where things are going to get a tad rough. So I'm looking at their health bars on the top there to try to figure out how safe they are overall. I'm probably going to need new armor soon. Not in this video, though. Kyrie, is that a Kawa beside the Bizarro? Beside Bizarro. His name is Bizarro, not his race. Not his race is. Yes, you've never met their kind before? Not surprising. They are a reclusive race, and in general, only the merchants venture beyond their own lands. Although occasionally some rogue cow has turned to banditry, just as with our kind, sadly. Banditry does seem to be a popular pastime throughout the lands. In any event, don't be fooled by their simplistic dialect. Their merchants are incredibly shrewd and never settle a deal without the upper hand. I see. We should hurry and save him then. $50. Wow. So we're gonna give this to him to keep him going. Screw it. Hopefully that'll deter the one. Then just remember you cannot undo her moves, which means it's about to suck to be Rainer. Crud, her moves are permanent now too. So I want to see if I could hit that guy. Screw it, good enough. Knock the shellac out of him. Okay, we'll go back one space so we can reach Rainer. He did not do his insta-kill there. Actually, that was his insta-kill. So I don't know why that didn't, I don't know, insta-kill? Blunders never cease, I guess. So right here I'm kind of curious what's going to happen if I forceful strike him. Can he go in the water, essentially? Well, that answers that. Sinking feeling. Oh, he just killed himself. Okay, that was helpful. I'm not being sarcastic, that makes it so I can afford to use her heal on herself. They're weak to fire. I don't know if I pointed that out in this video. There go its thorns. That one's dead. So his whole insta-kill, in case you're wondering, is when he will, he'll just expend all of his MP into a single move. can't believe he actually does get full EXP for that. That seems broken. And then there was one. Aw, he's so generous. Ah, crap, this is my mender. Since I want the kill on him, I'm actually going to heal him. So Purge gets rid of buffs such as thorns, as you may have just guessed. And that allows me to get the EXP here. I'll be taking that Bizarro. Knock the shellac out of him. Give him a shellacking like he's never had before. So we pick up another 5,000. We got the Cobbleweed Pod, Sinoodle Fruit, Snakebite Oil. So I don't know where the special bonus comes from, but there you have it. Nice haul. Thank goodness for your timely assistance. I fear my little friend and I came very close to ending up his dinner. Thank you to kind arbiters. It was our pleasure, friends. How did this little one end up out here in the wilderness? I believe my merchant friend here took a wrong turn outside of Leicester and ended up getting rather too close to look at the wildlife. Human roads is very confusing. Aha. What about you, Bizarro? I'm guessing you're on your way to the temple? Yes, unofficial Arbiter business. But first... Little friend, do you think you can make it on your own now? You should be safe if you stick to the road. Though I will accompany you if you wish. I be fine. We'll follow human road this time. Big thanks. You're sure he will be alright by himself? Certainly. The little folk are quite resourceful. Now that we have some privacy, the body of a mark was found near Azure Fields, and I've been tasked with investigating what happened. It was most likely the doing of another marked, but in case it wasn't, I'm to ensure there is no outside interference with the pilgrimage. Even be it from other arbiters. Regardless, your recent makeover puts you in the clear. Do you have any idea who might have done in that marked? There's no need to be coy about it, it wasn't us. But we have been tracking a marked ourselves, one Alphonse. It would surprise me not one whit if he killed another mark to improve his chance at the prize. If you're right, then the murder would not constitute outside interference, but I must be certain. It is something to go on at least, and that's more than I had a moment ago. You may find this shocking, but I have little experience as an investigator. So, I assume this Alphonse fellow is somewhere between our present location and the temple. Do you mind if I tag along with you for now? If this Alphonse is the culprit, I'll be in a better position to deal with him with an armed escort on my back. And if he isn't? I heard you were the arbiter who arrested him on charges of murder before the Immortals saw fit to make him unmarked. That doesn't sit well with me. Alright, I know from personal experience that that's a dangerous line of thought, but it's your call. We certainly welcome a stalwart arbiter accompanying us on our way to the Highlands Temple. Excellent. Let's get going. By the way, is good old Reiner still acting as your personal chef? Now I must endure the both of you at the same time. So, I'll go ahead and do this scene before I end it. This might be when you find out about the murder, if not, it'll be in the next video. The one that began everything way back at the very beginning of the tutorial fight. And this is not it. What's this? Did you all eat already? Bizarro, have you eaten? Boy, have I. That stew is amazing, but you really need to make more next time, Reiner. Everyone will be so disappointed it's all gone. Bizarro? Not cooking tonight, Reiner? We can get by on our travel provisions for one night. You should give yourself a break. Bizarro? Reiner is such a delight. I wish I had a partner like that to keep me company on the road. I've been giving some thought to your special assignment. Oh, yes? And based on the timing and location of the Mark's murder, Alphonse can't have been responsible. Oh no. According to you, the Mark was killed in Azure Fields. We were in close pursuit of Alphonse at that time, and he was nowhere near there. I admit that I was pretty set on him being guilty. Guess I'll let personal bias blind me to the obvious. Personal bias? Are you acquainted with Alphonse, then? Not personally, but I worked a couple times with the fellow he killed in Jelly. You knew the victim? Who was he? Oh, oops. I never have been good at keeping my big buzzing mouth shut. Bizarro, we're all involved in this now. Tell me what you know. Well, with the man dead, I suppose there's no need for secrecy anymore. He was an informant. He and I both reported to the same immortal. He was spying on Alphonse for us. Our boss suspected that Alphonse's trail would lead back to the corruption within the council. But I guess Alphonse discovered our spy and did him in before he could report his findings. Alas, his case might be closed, but that still leaves me with no leads on the marked killer now. I'd feel better if you would tell me who on the council tasked you with the investigation. Then I'd have at least one person in authority I could definitely trust. Yes. Well? Yes, I believe if we are to make the most of our alliance, I should share her identity. I report to Tertia. Or I would, had I anything to report, dread it all. If Alphonse isn't the culprit, I'm afraid it's back to square one. Square zero, really. Tough to return empty-handed like that. Indeed, indeed. But you know, another idea is coming to me. Perhaps you yourself will be a target of the same murderer. Though, even if you're not, disorder and violence seem to follow wherever you go. Yes, it seems to me the most sensible thing is to continue along with one of the marked. Now, where did Reiner get to? Can't wait to tell him. So to continue the Final Fantasy comparison, Bizarro is going to be following us like Algus and Delita did. So he's a guest character, you can't customize him in any way, shape, or form. He will operate on independent AI. And he's a decent ally. He has an AoE heal for one, which is pretty cool. Anyway, Mercenary, grab Stunning Strike. And I'm gonna grab Mind Strike. Precise, I'm not too worried about. It's really nice to, like, this one can be really devastating if you combine it with the Execute, I think, of the Marked job. And I think I'll finish this before actually going into Marked. We'll master one job. Learn ability. Saving up for these. Scoundrel, we can get Exploit Weakness. That's automatically equipped. So I have to think about what I want him to do in the next video, because now would be a decent time. Well, I'll get one more skill, and then I'll probably swap him over to Ranger or something. As for her, Stunning Strike. So I could swap her over too now. Mercenary, Power Strike, that unlocks Knight. Wizard, I can grab... So yeah, I'd rather grab these because I can afford to cast these compared to the low-psi spells. That unlocks Knight. For Mender, I can go ahead and grab Renew. As for Wizard, smart casting, so I stop blowing at my teammates. And then need to set renew. Now she's a little harder to kill. As for Shah... What am I going for on Knight currently? Yeah, I want this one. And then I'm going to take this one. And that one does not automatically equip, so we need to pop it in here. Scoundrel. Dirty hit. Dirty hit. Whoops. Mender. Going for mass heal. Blessed one. Did I actually get that on Lana? Yes, I did. So that's another one that kind of extends their survivability. I mentioned that before. Yeah, I think I want that one. I'm trying to race towards Mana Font, to be honest, just so I can keep her stocked and cast her other spells. As for this one, I believe Earth and Thunder are actually better for the coming fights, but I don't... We're going up against humans for the most part, and then a monster, so we're going for that. But yeah, that puts us in position. We are good to call quits here. So when we pick up next time, so I'm going to the Scarred Summit and then the Temple. I don't know if the Temple is 2 fights or just 1 fight, but now you know the story behind why that one dude got killed, and... well... we'll have to see what becomes of it. But anyway, that is it for now, folks. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.